What if I told you that some Formula One teams spend over $300 million a year just to compete, but still manage to profit? It may sound impossible, right? However, Formula One isn't just about speed and winning races. It's a multi-billion-dollar business where every second on the track is meticulously designed to generate revenue. So, how do F1 teams maintain financial stability in one of the most expensive sports in the world? Let's break it down. The business of Formula One, more than just racing. Formula One is often referred to as the pinnacle of motorsport, but it's also a global marketing powerhouse. Each team competes not only for trophies, but also for income. An F1 car essentially serves as a moving billboard traveling at 200 miles per hour, and that's where a significant portion of its revenue comes from. Sponsorships, the lifeblood of F1 teams. Have you ever noticed the logos on the cars, the drivers' suits, and even the team's headphones? Those logos are worth millions. Brands invest large sums to be associated with the speed, innovation, and global appeal of Formula One. For instance, Red Bull Racing generates hundreds of millions annually from sponsors such as Oracle, Tag Heuer, and Mobil 1. Why? To give you an idea, title sponsors, those brands that have their names incorporated into the team's official title, like Oracle Red Bull Racing or Mercedes-AMG Petronas, can pay anywhere from $50 to $100 million per season. Even smaller placements, such as logos on the car's side mirrors or wings, can cost companies millions. Think of Formula One sponsorships like advertising during the Super Bowl. Only this Super Bowl takes place 24 times a year across 5 continents, lasting 3 days each weekend. That's the power of F1 sponsorships. Prize money. Win on Sunday, cash on Monday. Another significant revenue stream for F1 teams is prize money. Formula One operates on a revenue-sharing system where the total income from broadcasting rights, race hosting fees, and global sponsorship deals is partially distributed among the teams. In 2023, Formula One generated over $3 billion in revenue, with a substantial portion going into the prize pool. Teams receive a share based on their performance in the Constructors' Championship, which is the season-long competition among teams. For example, Mercedes earned approximately $135 million in prize money during their dominant 2020 season. Even teams finishing lower in the standings, like Williams or Haas, receive a base payout simply for participating. However, there's a catch. Winning teams like Red Bull or Ferrari typically earn 2 to 3 times more than smaller teams because their success attracts more sponsorship and a larger share of the prize money. Thus, success on the track translates directly into financial rewards. Merchandise and licensing, turning fans into revenue. If you have ever purchased a Ferrari cap or a McLaren hoodie, congratulations, you have contributed to their revenue stream. Merchandise is a significant aspect for F1 teams thanks to a global fan base of over 500 million people. Ferrari, in particular, has excelled in this area. Their merchandise appeals not just to F1 fans, but also serves as a fashion statement. From replica team gear to exclusive collaborations with luxury brands, merchandise can generate tens of millions of dollars annually. Licensing deals also contribute to revenue. Video games like F1 24 and simulation products pay licensing fees to use team logos, car designs, and driver likenesses. This approach allows teams to earn passive income while enhancing their brand visibility. Parent companies support the brand power play. Some teams don't just compete to win races, they also serve to market a parent company. Red Bull Racing is a prime example of this approach. Red Bull invests hundreds of millions in Formula One, but the return in global brand recognition and marketing value far exceeds that investment. Experts estimate that Red Bull's presence in F1 generates over $500 million in brand value each year, making their racing team more of a marketing powerhouse than a mere expense. Similarly, Aston Martin utilizes F1 as a mobile showroom. Every time Fernando Alonso drives that green Aston Martin, it acts as free advertising for the road cars the company sells. Technology and innovation, selling the know-how. This aspect often goes unnoticed, but F1 teams are innovation hubs. The engineering breakthroughs developed for racing frequently translate into commercial products. Some teams also function as technical partners. McLaren Applied Technologies, for example, offers data analysis and high-performance software to companies outside of racing, spanning industries from healthcare to aviation. The expertise gained in F1 has become a business in its own right. Paid drivers, when drivers bring money. Not all Formula One drivers are hired solely for their talent. Some drivers bring sponsorship deals or personal funding, which financially support the team. This is particularly common among smaller teams. For instance, Lance Stroll's position at Aston Martin is backed by his billionaire father, who owns the team. Similarly, drivers like Nikita Mazepin provided sponsorship funds to Haas. While not the most glamorous source of income, a well-funded driver can be critical for struggling teams, often making the difference between survival and bankruptcy. Building a competitive car requires thousands of engineers, advanced materials, wind tunnel testing, and continuous data analysis. Despite having multiple revenue streams, turning a profit remains difficult. The secret ingredient: global popularity. Ultimately, F1 teams generate revenue because the sport itself is a global entertainment empire. With Netflix's drive to survive attracting millions of new fans, Formula One has become more popular and more profitable than ever. Each race functions not only as a sporting event, but as a business showcase. From the glamour of Monaco to the night races in Singapore, brands are eager to associate themselves with that prestige. For teams, every second of screen time translates to dollars in the bank. Real-life example: Red Bull Racing. Let's consider Red Bull Racing as a case study. In 2023, Red Bull Racing's total revenues were estimated at $650 million. Here's how that revenue breakdown looks. Sponsorships and partners: $350 million. Prize money: $150 million. Parent company marketing value: $100 million. Merchandise and licensing: $50 million. Despite spending hundreds of millions on car development and team operations, Red Bull's brand value and the revenue generated from these streams make F1 a lucrative investment for the company. To summarize, F1 teams earn money through the following sources: sponsorships, which are the primary revenue source. Prize money: better performance leads to a larger share of the prize pool. Merchandise and licensing: fans purchase gear and video games. Parent company marketing: teams like Red Bull or Aston Martin use F1 for global advertising. Technology and innovation: selling expertise beyond racing. Paid drivers: additional funding for smaller teams. It's a combination of racing performance, global marketing, and brand building that keeps these teams financially viable. Now that you understand the business model behind Formula One teams, if you found this information insightful, hit the subscribe button and join us for more in-depth explorations into the business world of sports, brands, and large industry. Let's dive into the money game together.